I tried upgrading my engine to make it faster, but I ended up losing horsepower. Why? Yankel is old and slow. I can't make him any younger, but I can make him faster. Although I tried by upgrading his engine with a performance camshaft, but something, or, well, a lot of things went wrong. I'm on a lot of wires there. Oh, f***. And spoilers, it all has to do with time.
I think he just did it wrong.
So I brought in my friend Corinna, who has 0 car experience.
I took a shop class in high school.
I didn't even graduate high school.
Coming up.
Wait.
What?
Oh no.
Now upgrading your engine made it really worse.
In order to make Yankel faster, I can either make him lighter or I can add horsepower. Now, Yankel didn't weigh much to begin with, and he's only rusted over the years, so I don't think there's any more weight to remove. So adding power it is. And in this case, I've decided to upgrade the engine's camshaft. In any engine, the camshaft or camshafts are responsible for opening and closing the intake and exhaust valves inside the engine. A performance camshaft is able to open the valves deeper and for longer, thereby increasing airflow, thusly increasing horsepower. Okay, summer 2024, here's what happens. Before I upgrade the camshaft, I want to get a baseline. Right? Because if I'm going to go to the dyno and measure the horsepower after I upgrade the camshaft, how am I supposed to know? Dynamometer. The horsepower machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm following, yep.
From the factory, Yankel is supposed to make 89 horsepower. What ended up happening was Yankel had 96 horsepower. The significant thing is that Yankel had somehow gained horsepower from the time he left the factory to when I measured at the dyno. But you could imagine that I'm feeling like ecstatic knowing that not only did I not lose horsepower, but I gained horsepower for no reason at all.
Seemingly no reason.
Right.
Right.
So that's the first clue, because something was wrong. Fast forward to a week later, I replaced the camshaft. So the installation was actually kind of challenging. Normally, removing the camshaft on one of these engines is actually quite easy, but I had to get access to a couple other things, which you can find out why by watching the previous Yankel video, link in the description. Nevertheless, my ineptitude was challenged by rust, never having done a job of this size before, and poor time management. Out with the old and in with the new. They really don't look that different. So let's see if such a small physical difference makes a measurable difference in performance. All right, what do you say we get the head back in the car? Well, I'll try not to snag anything. Getting the engine to start was a pain. And that was because I'm so bad at setting engine timing, which is kind of the theme of this entire video, that the camshaft was installed 180 degrees the wrong way. Once I figured that out, put the camshaft where it's supposed to go. Let's see if it starts. Started the car up, instantly turns on. And then the oil light comes on. And I hear this rattling and clanking from the engine bay, and I'm like, okay, that's not right. So I replaced the camshaft, and now the engine is fucked. What actually happened was the universe hates me, and the moment I replaced the camshaft, the oil pump just fucking died. It just died.
Just like coincidence?
Yes. And so we drive over to the dyno place. If I can get 96 horsepower on my first dyno run, of course I can get at least 4 more with a new engine part. We went back to the factory rating of 89 horsepower. It's so weird how the butt dyno just doesn't line up with reality. Because it does feel better. Like, we started off way over, upgraded the engine, and went back down to 89. Because I did both things wrong.
How would it be wrong if it's higher horsepower?
Exactly.
The reason why Yankel's first dyno run yielded such a high horsepower figure is all because of a little thing called
ignition timing. Timing. It's the clever system in your engine that decides when the spark happens in the combustion cycle. Long story long, the more advanced you set it, the more horsepower you make. Although it comes with the added risk of potentially damaging your engine, but only if you don't know what you're doing. I had made the mistake of setting the ignition timing way too advanced. Since I was working with crappy tools and I had an aftermarket flywheel with vague markings and so on, I accidentally tuned the Yankel off his gourd. And that makes sense because the engine was actually giving me problems. It had something called pinging, and that happens when you advance the ignition timing too much. That engine sounded like a mason jar full of marbles, like just shaking it around. Like it sounded like this. But I actually made another mistake for the second dyno run. When I did the dyno again with the upgraded camshaft, I mistakenly set the camshaft timing off by 1 tooth. 1 tooth is 8 entire degrees. For reference, sometimes you're just timing by only half a degree. So I hope you're starting to understand what happened the first and second dyno run and just how bad I am at this.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like, this seems like it's pretty easy to go wrong there.
Very much. We know that we can fix the ignition timing. We know that we have fixed the camshaft timing, but there's one more thing that we can do to get to the triple digits of horsepower. We can install the ECU chip.
What's the ECU?
Great question. Thanks, Corinna. An ECU chip is just a little guy that you put in your engine's computer that tells the car to err on the side of performance rather than economy, which means it's going to be adding more fuel, which is great for horsepower. So Tectonic's Tuning was actually generous enough to send us the chip that we need, as well as
Merch, baby! Oh, look at this, look at this.
Not bad.
Whoa!
Whoa! Tomorrow, when we go to the dyno, we're gonna get 175 horsepower. I'm hoping for 100. Do you think we can do that?
That's the over-under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But first we gotta install the chip. But even firster, we have to test drive Yankel because we gotta see how fast he is before we install the chip.
I'm blown away right now.
Thank you.
I love the Wisconsin accent. The squeak. So I don't know what this might be affected by, but it feels like it's very slow to get off the ground, you know?
These cars were never known for their acceleration. In fact, even the sports version of this car was considered to be slow, and this is the base model.
How did you decide on this car as...
I just found it on Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, that's cool. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I was like,
In hindsight, you're like, maybe that would be the best car for autocross.
Wait. I didn't have any interest in making this be an autocross car when I first got it. I wanted to just like restore it and make it
Drivable, essentially.
Make it drivable.
It must have felt crazy like the first time you drove it.
Oh man, you have no idea. Because this thing was in rough shape when I got it. I was way in over my head. So overall impressions is this car is very slow. But this is our baseline because the car will be faster. We could do better than this.
Before we install the ECU chip, I want to see if the car will even start because the battery's been giving me issues.
Show me the money! Nope. There we go.
What is that?
What's what? All right, we're too incompetent, so I brought out the Chromebook with instructions. It basically says how to remove the ECU. Step 1, remove the ECU. Now, there we go. We have successfully, so from here, we're going to separate the ECU itself from this housing here. Oh my God. Okay, great.
Something fossilized on there.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's rusted this shit, dude.
So we can take an impact to it, but I don't want to use an impact on
Delicate
electronics. Here. Whoops. Oh God.
So this is the new chip, and it could be this one. It could be this one. I think we're going to have to look it up. Ow, don't want to do that. Fortunately, I was able to act as project manager for this task, and therefore we were able to achieve big success. Damn. All thanks to me.
I told you this whole time. No, you did all the work.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm like sweating after
I know.
that.
That was intense.
Now we have to put it all back together.
I think we should just go play video games. But that's it, I guess. All right, let's take him for a drive. All right, what do you think? Do you think Yankel's gonna be any faster?
I think so.
We aren't measuring actual performance because we just want to know if it feels any faster. The throttle is actually more responsive for sure, but I'm just gonna give it a quick floor. Do you feel any difference at all?
No. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling a difference.
I just have a quick question for you. Without spoiling anything, can you help me explain to the audience the context behind this hot sauce challenge? Like, why are we even doing this?
Oh, because wanted to see your butthole burn, you know?
If Yankel manages to squeeze out over 100 horsepower, you are going to have to eat some insanely spicy hot sauce. And yeah, if it's under 100 horsepower, then I have to eat it, but that's not gonna happen.
So you coming over for my birthday?
Thanks, Corinne. I really appreciate the help. Yeah.
So 100 is the goal.
100 is the goal.
It was 91 last time.
Right.
If you want to place bets.
Yeah. My heart is always racing every time. What? Oh. 92.
95 is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's better. What's happening is this is the horsepower, this is the torque. Horsepower is climbing. There might be a little bit more horsepower up here, so we can go to 5,800 RPM and see what happens. But so far, I'm eating hot sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
96.
96. So right around here, whatever that RPM is, there's just nothing left. It is better than last time, but even without the camshaft, the very first time, I got 96 horsepower.
So we're back to the beginning.
I mean, the first time I did accidentally tune the shit out of Yankel, and Yankel is pinging. So now we're able to sustain that horsepower with that, safely.
97? 97?
97, man.
So close.
I know. If we just were able to tweak a little cam timing, a little ignition timing. All right, so I just set the camshaft to -5 degrees. Pause. What does that even mean? Well, much like ignition timing, you can adjust where the camshaft sits relative to the rest of the engine to dial in its performance. The performance characteristics of adjusting the camshaft timing on Yankel, or really any engine, is actually quite fascinating, because you're not just chasing more or less horsepower. In fact, you can change the sound, feel, and even character of the engine entirely. Now, the reason why I set Yankel's cam timing to -5 degrees is because, generally speaking, when you retard the camshaft, you're going to be stealing a little bit of horsepower in the lower end of the rev range and shifting it up top, resulting in a higher peak horsepower. Now, I did say generally because this is what happened for me. Oh, 97 again.
Your typical.
It was originally my intention to actually focus this video quite a bit more on the tuning process of Yankel, getting him to that sweet, sweet triple-digit horsepower. But he exploded. Reliable. Oh, really? Oh, shit. That's pretty bad. Oh, fuck. Is it bad if the engine is leaking coolant? Yeah? Yeah, that's not good. So we left with 3 horsepower under and a coolant leak.
What a day. What a day.
Can I just get that hot sauce over with now? Oh. A dyno pull is a really stressful event for an engine. It does not accurately simulate road driving, and so it may have been enough to just start a little burst in a plastic coolant pipe. Oh no! Shit!
Now upgrading your engine made it really worse.
Usually when we do these things, I'm like, if something goes bad, you know, that'll be video drama. But it doesn't feel like video drama. It just feels like
Drama.
an extremely challenging.
An expensive situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
With all the dyno runs and the parts, we're probably like just south of $1,000. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours doing this work and shooting this series. I've driven hours just coming to the dyno and buying parts and everything. I've spent time talking with people on the phone, diagnosing things, all for an overall increase of 1 horsepower from where we started. And now I have.
Yeah, hell yeah! Let's go.
And a coolant leak. Subscribe to my Patreon. Thank you for my supporters. Consider subscribing to the channel. This series and this story is not over.
All right, got the camera.
Tectonics Tuning. They're great. They're really supportive of this video. None of the mistakes that I've made are their fault. Thugging it, straight thugging it. Do you see the tear? Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh!